What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Final Whistle. I'm Danny Irvin alongside my guys, always Nathan Osler. The inevitable has happened. The inevitable, Nate. One of the worst feelings ever
Yep.
is what happened yesterday. I mean, it was inevitable. We knew it was going to happen, but I had some sort of hope that the Steelers were going to just bite the bullet, stick it out with Mason, maybe find some magic in Will Howard, obviously find another 9-8 season. But no, around 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock yesterday, news breaks, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have signed quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Both Steeler fans, we are. I'm not a fan of this move whatsoever, Nate. I pretty sure you feel the same way.
Oh, I think you can tell. You should have heard my reaction when I was driving to pick up my mom from her dentist appointment yesterday.
Correct.
I didn't see it happen. It happened, I guess, 10 minutes prior to me driving in the car. I literally just put down my window on the highway and just let out the craziest scream. I heard it on the local radio. I was like, "Whoa!" Like, I was just
Gross.
oh.
Gross scenes.
The thing is, we all saw it coming. The writing was on the wall. He was practicing with DK Metcalf. They're clearly
yeah.
You have all these Alan Lazard rumors already, even before he comes here. I've had a conversation with a friend. We can talk about this today too, because I feel like we're going to be on this Rodgers topic for a while. I feel like the writing was on the wall. You could tell him and Tomlin had this thing. You'll call it bromance. You could tell he wants to play for Tomlin. Tomlin wanted him. This was clearly a Mike Tomlin move. I don't think it was the GM. I don't really know if it was a Rooney decision. This was clearly a Mike Tomlin decision, I think. I think this is probably less on Omar Khan. It's more on Tomlin for this. I think now I would have rather I just don't think he's a good teammate.
He's not a good teammate, and he's never been a good teammate.
That's my thing about this. Sure, he was an average last season. He had a great second half. He's coming off an Achilles injury. My thing with this is, and I understand why they traded Pickens for now, because they knew this was coming. The thing is, Garrett Wilson last year is one of the most level-headed wide receivers in the league. And if Rodgers is going to be back, he was going to request a trade. Because Rodgers plays favorites with his wide receivers. If they would have went out and if they are getting an Alan Lazard, per se, they had DK, GP, and Alan Lazard, Rodgers would throw to Lazard more than George Pickens. This dude plays favorites. Yeah. And there's some Steeler fans that are happy about this. Be you, sure. I'm going to root for them to win, but this doesn't make me comfortable. I feel like the toxicity in the locker room is going to be an all-time high. You got this guy going on Joe Rogan, Pat McAfee every week talking about he's taking psychedelic drugs or whatever it is. I don't care. We're going to I'm wondering with this if he's going to be allowed to go on Pat McAfee during Mike Tomlin press conferences.
We've known for years Tomlin has no control over his players. Years.
If
you can stop him.
Sure, I guess now I understand why Pickens is gone. That wouldn't have been able to mesh. They probably were we're getting Rodgers. Screw that. We're going to get another playmate.
I don't think that's what it was.
We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I'm happy that it's less than $20 million. We don't have the exact contract yet. I think it was Jerry Dulac reported that, but that makes me wonder are they giving TJ Watt this contract that he's wanting? Because if Rodgers is making less than $20 million, I think that's a way more of a possibility now. But this gives us all, like Nevin just said, been waiting for the Rodgers program for 4 months. I think we have too, because we've been waiting. We knew it's been coming. It's next week's mini camp. This week was OTAs, not mandatory. But it's Cam Hayward, they were joking with him. They interviewed. It was I think it was Kabali was you expecting a new face here next week? And he was who? Chris Boswell? He doesn't have to be here. I was yeah, you go, Cam Hayward. I can tell this is going to be, it's a soap opera, man. This is going to be hilarious. I'll throw it to you before I go on more of a tangent, because this is going to be a fun little segment.
Yeah, I'll say this. Aaron Rodgers puts the Steelers in the best predicament to win football games.
Yeah.
That's undisputed. You can argue with a brick wall. Aaron Rodgers had a these are just the facts I'm laying down. Aaron Rodgers puts the Steelers in the best spot to win football games. Fact. Aaron Rodgers was bad last year. Fact.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is I think that you needed a quarterback. You have a guy in free agency. You're his only option. This is like when you're the last person in the friend group to go at prom, and there's one other girl left, and you're like, like, do I want to go to the prom with her? But you kind of have to because the two friend groups, and so it's like, all right, like I'll put it off as long as possible, see if anything else happens. And both people don't want to really be together. I don't think Aaron Rodgers wants to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. I don't think we were his first choice at all.
I think
it was very clear it was Minnesota, right? So this is just like two kids at prom, and they're like, all right, we'll do it for this year. We'll take the pictures together this year, and then next year we'll find different people, right? We'll go our different ways next year, and we'll kind of forget this whole thing happened. But if it's fun, it's fun.
So that not to cut you off, but Nevin just brought this up, and I looked this up really quick. Aaron Rodgers' stats last year.
He was bad.
He last year, coming off the Achilles,
he was
bad. He threw for 3,897 yards, completion percentage of 63. He had more passing yards than his last year in Green Bay, and was slightly like 1% down, almost 2% down on completion rate. 28 TDs, 11 picks. I guess that is a better ratio than his last year in Green Bay, where he went 26-12. Rating I'm not going to even count 2023, but rating last year, 2022 in Green Bay, 91.1. That was a 20-point drop off, if I'm doing the math right in my head, from 2021, that is. And then 2024's rating was a 90.5. So it's still going down from 91 to 90. QBR, yeah, this is where people get iffy. His last year in 2021 in Green Bay, 74.1. That was the last time it even touched 50 or higher, or like I say, 48 or higher. 2022, 41.3, very bad drop off. And then 2024, 48. He hasn't thrown for 30 or more touchdowns since 2021, where he had 37. Last 2022, 26, 2024, 28. Yeah, congratulations.
Congrats.
Because I thought it was either Vikings or Steelers.
I'd rather have JJ McCarthy as well.
Like the stats are getting worse, but like the touchdown QB, like not touchdown to picks don't scare me. It's kind of the QBRs. Like
it's not even the statistics for me, Nate. It's the dude's a flat out cancer. And but again, I'm trying to set aside. Listen, I'm just gonna shut my eyes. I'm gonna open them on Sundays. I'm not gonna care about what this dude's doing on McAfee, even though I love the show. I'm not gonna care about his ayahuasca retreats, because here's the thing, Nate. I'm not getting attached to this guy because he's here for a year. Russell Wilson was a different story, where I was like, all right, Russ might be here for maybe 2-3 years. Justin Fields might be here for longer. Like, I might tap in on these guys, give them a follow on Instagram, like their posts. Aaron Rodgers he's a rent-a-quarterback for me, right? I'm going to root for him. I'm not going to prey on Aaron Rodgers' downfall, right? I want the Pittsburgh Steelers to win football games. I've said it before, he puts them in the best chance to win football games possible. That's a fact. Now, he's not going to get benched this season unless he gets hurt. You don't bench Aaron Rodgers; it's not going to happen. But I just don't. I think that this coaching staff, he's not going to get along with them. But I also think, Nate, that there is one good thing that comes out of having Aaron Rodgers. There's one good thing.
What is
you don't tell Aaron Rodgers no, right? Which is bad, but here's why it's good.
Yeah, it's bad and good, I guess.
He walks up to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 8, and we call for a goddamn slip screen. Rodgers is going to go, no, can. And he's going to use his veteran knowledge, and he's actually going to get us a damn first down. That, and they're going to be like, Roger. Remember when they told Russ last year? They were like, yeah, you can't shake off our plays. Try telling that to Aaron Rodgers and see what happens. We'll be blasted all over Twitter again. it's a lose-lose, but there's some mini wins. That's a
There,
win. I think that's a
there's
pretty
such
big
a
win.
it's like a
Is the plays will be better. The plays will 100% be better with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. I really don't think there's any. Aaron Rodgers is not going to settle for the playbook that the Pittsburgh Steelers have been running. There's just no way possible. He's a better gamer than everyone else. Like
you think he's
his
running a
game
West Coast
management's good.
offense his entire life.
Exactly.
That's
So
not a Pittsburgh Steeler thing.
not even close to a Pittsburgh Steelers thing.
Like
Now, I think it's time to finally adapt to a passing offense because you don't have a running back. Jalen Warren's not a running back one.
him and Johnson
Have
is that you got to
you
see
don't
what you
have
got, but like
yeah, you can see, but listen,
it's
that's not
going
going
to
to be
be
the
weird.
offense. Brees Hall had a bad year in the Jets last
Forgot
year
about
just because
Gainwell too. We
yeah,
have Gainwell. Forgot about
like
him.
this is I don't know. The offense is rough, but I just think that when it comes down to Rodgers being in black and gold, I just don't like the guy. I don't like the guy as a person. But if you would have asked me, really, Dan, who would you rather have, Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins? 10 times out of 10 times, I'm going to tell you Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to win football games. Kirk Cousins is not going to win you football games. Mason Rudolph's not winning you football games. Will Howard, you don't know, but he's probably not going to win you 9 games his rookie year. It's unlikely,
That's
right?
just a wild
So
card type of decision.
the Steelers again prolong the inevitable of a rebuild. It has to happen at some point. I'm just prolonging it as well because let's say the Steelers do it again, Nate. They make the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers, 11 games, bounced in the first round. Who's the quarterback next year? Who?
No clue.
I mean, by that point, Russell Wilson's old. Kirk Cousins might be done. Rodgers might be retired. Like, it will have to be Will Howard or Mason Rudolph season. And then we're back in the same cycle again.
It's so, like, I'm envisioning, like, when you're in elementary school, you're learning, like, pie charts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You have, like, the percentages. Like, they come out little triangles. When I'm looking at the percentages in my head, I'm thinking bad to good. I can only imagine, like, in my head, I have all red 95%, maybe like a little sliver of blue being good and 5. The only things I can think, like, you think bad. Nicholas said in the chat, he's ancient. He's 41.
Ancient.
He's now off a full year and a half or so off of a season-ending Achilles injury. Like, it was an embarrassing showing with the Jets. Signs that deal, and I think the Jets are still paying him, by the way, just this little tad because they had to release him. They had to pay him his contract. The bad is literally the toxicity. Evan says we should bend the knee and sign all of the Bama players in the league and get Nick Saban for coach with Kirby Smart and Steve Stark. Yeah, I'm thinking like I agree. He gives them the best chance to win now, if they want to even have a chance. Because like it's been such a roller coaster of an offseason where you're like, what are they trying to do? Because they bring in DK Metcalf before tampering starts, and everyone's like, let's go. We're bringing. And then that was whenever I thought Justin Fields was coming back, or Russ, or any of those two, because they said all like
the offense still isn't good.
That's the thing. It's like they're
DK,
bringing in DK. You had DK and George Pickens. You're like,
a better wide receiver core in New York last year with Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson. And you had a receiving core before this Aaron Rodgers thing with DK and George Pickens. That was a great receiving core. But now George Pickens is gone, and your wide receiver 2 is a Rowan Wilson who has not played in the NFL yet, and Calvin Austin. And now you want to go out and you want to sign 14 tight ends because Parham tore his Achilles.
Yeah, here's the thing about that before we get to that. Keep talking Rodgers here. What I'm going with the offense is, I was telling my buddy, we were just playing Xbox about like an hour ago. We were just talking about this. I was like, the offense looks completely different. Like they got rid of literally half the starters, it seems. You got rid of George. You got rid of all your QBs. It's a new QB room every single year. Nicholas says mediocrity worse than a complete rebuild. Why not give Howard a chance? And if he's awful, you get a better pick than a 9-win season with Rodgers. Completely agree. There's a thing, and you said too, like, you don't like, it's going to suck to like say rebuild. Most Steeler fans, like our age especially, have never witnessed losing as a Steeler fan. Because you and I are both in our 20s. We've only known Big Ben and winning and Tomlin ever since we really started watching football or had a conscience to remember football games. But like when I'm looking at the roster, the depth chart of the offense on ESPN's website, it is crazy to see the turnover. There is no returning quarterback from last year, except if you count Mason Rudolph from 2 years ago. Rodgers, Rudolph, Howard, Thompson. That's your 4 QBs, because they always say they love to go into training camp with 4. Running backs. Only one of them is coming back. It's Jalen Warren. You drafted Caleb Johnson, who I will say I am kind of intrigued by. Kenneth Gainwell, they signed. Trey Sermon. Wide receivers. When I'm looking at this, I'm trying to count one. So wide receiver 1 right now. DK Metcalf wasn't here. Behind him, Roman Wilson he was in prison all year with the Steelers. Brandon Johnson, whoever that is, I'm casual. Keyshawn Williams, never heard of him from the Steelers. They brought in Robert Woods. Scotty Miller is an option. Lance McCutcheon, who's new, and Montana Lamonius Craig, whoever that is. Then you got Calvin Austin III, Ben Skoranek, and Rock Taylor. If I'm counting weapons wide receiver-wise that were here last year and actually got catches, let me count. Scotty Miller, 1, 2, 3. 3. Scotty Miller, Calvin Austin, and Ben Skoranek. Because Roman Wilson didn't get any catches last year. And like tight ends, and we'll get to that in a second too. Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington, Parham's already hurt. I was really so excited to witness Donald Parham Jr. I was so hyped for that one. JJ Galbraith, whoever the heck that is. Fullback Connor Hayward. I'm surprised he's still on the team. Then the entire O-line. The turnover of the entire offense is absurd. You have to have some type of like consistency. You see, like at the Penguins, they tried out the same lineup. The Pirates, they tried out the same organization. You have a core. The Steelers, on the other hand, basically got rid of Najee, got rid of Pickens, got rid of all these other guys. Every single quarterback, they have wiped the board. Wiped the board of quarterbacks ever since Kenny Pickett was drafted. This Pittsburgh Steelers, and I will forever say this, I see Steelers fans like, oh, we're the new Browns. No, we are the new Indianapolis Colts. Because you remember when Andrew Luck out of nowhere retired? They are still looking for their quarterback. They don't know if it's Anthony Richardson. They've benched him multiple times. The Steelers, since Big Ben has retired, who's it been? Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, Aaron Rodgers now, Will Howard, Skylar Thompson, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson. This might be worse than the Colts because they at least run with a guy for a whole year. The Steelers are going to put out I have a prediction right now. If Rodgers definitely gets hurt, which is probably a 60-40 chance, I'm not going to wish an injury. I think that's bad. But we have to be cautious with the age. There's a chance 3 of these 4 guys play. 3 of them. If the Steelers are bad enough at the end of the year, Will Howard should be playing. If Rodgers is hurt, Mason Rudolph's playing. If Rudolph starts to stink, I want to see what Will Howard has. Because if you think about it, Will Howard's going to get to learn under Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers has multiple MVPs. That's a slight positive about all this. Because maybe you have a Jordan Love situation. I highly doubt it. I want to believe in Will Howard as much as I can. Because the thing I hate about the Will Howard haters I see on Twitter and stuff, they're already throwing the guy away because he's a 6th-round pick. He just won a national championship, for crying out loud. And he looked good doing it. He beat good opponents. Why are we already looking to Drew Aller, of all people, next year? And whoever the heck these guys. Archie Manning, attention Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Archie Manning's going to stay another year in college. I don't know if you've seen that yet. He's probably going to stay. Why do we already love next year's QB class so much when they haven't played really this year yet? Like, it's a mess. And everyone's like, we're like, oh yeah, we're going to win. We're going to go. Realistically, let me give my prediction right now. 10-7, first-round wildcard game. They're down 21-0 in the first quarter, like every single year. It's an infinite cycle. We'll all get excited. They'll collapse at the end of the season. I'm letting it all out, man, because it's going to be a joke, and I'm really excited to watch this happen. I am going to be rooting for this team to win. Don't get me wrong. Like you said, I am not going to root for Rodgers to stink up the joint. I think that's not fair of me because I want to watch good football. But at the same time, if it crashes and burns Maybe that's what makes a change happen. Maybe that's what gets under Rooney's skin. He's like, why did I do this? Why did I sign this guy? Why did I let the coaching staff make all these decisions? Because clearly this offseason has been designed to please this guy. And only one, like, you got Tomlin making these decisions, letting this happen. Like, I want something new. Like, I preached this when we had our Tomlin debate. I want change. If we have to sit through it, sure, because I'm ready for a rebuild, because I watch nothing but baseball. I watch losing all the time with the Pirates. The Penguins are starting to lose too. I said this years ago, like, I got a Facebook memory. I was like, the dark ages of Pittsburgh sports are about to happen. And you would think the Pirates have a glimmer of hope more than all these other teams with Paul, but they're not doing nothing. Like, ugh. Yay. Thank you in the chat. Thanks for the Pirates swag. I really, love the Puckos. They suck, though. They're like a 23-30, right? 20, whatever it is. Long year ahead. Like, I'll throw it to you in it, like, right after I say this final sentence, because I want your thoughts on this. I guess an interesting positive about this is, like, teleport yourself back to middle school right now. If you were to get in a time machine and tell your younger self that Big Ben, Russell Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers would all be starters within 4 to 5 years of each other, I would call myself stupid.
Yeah,
Like,
back in the Madden mobile phase,
oh my gosh,
that would have run me through a cycle. I guess I'll
hilarious.
finish up my thoughts on Rodgers here. Again, Nate, I've said it before, it's the best chance we have to win. I don't like the guy. He's probably going to win us football games. Granted, we don't have I still don't think we have an offense that's better than New York's was last year. I think New York's offensive line was debatably better than the Steelers. I think their running back, Breece Hall, was better than Najee Harris.
Yeah.
I think that their wide receiver core was sky high miles better. And I think their offensive coordinator was better than what was going on in Pittsburgh. First of all, I don't know why Aaron Rodgers would have ever came to Pittsburgh. I don't think we would be his choice. Again, he had to play somewhere. Literally, Nate. Literally. Look at every NFL team. No other team needs a quarterback besides the Pittsburgh Steelers. No other team was trying to go for Aaron Rodgers. It was a all right. I guess I put the song long enough. I guess if I got to go somewhere, I got to be here for minicamp. I mean, Nate, he waited the last possible goddamn second to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. First of all, that's just not a guy. I don't think that he wants to be here. And that's not going to fly well. Pittsburgh's a ruthless, ruthless city. And Aaron Rodgers is vocal enough to be the guy to tell the fans to, shut up and bounce back with fans. This ain't the place to do it, buddy.
Bro, you hear really how passionate we are right now.
Correct. It's tough for me because I never liked Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. I didn't like him as a person is really what it was. I just thought he was an ass. He beat the Steelers in a Super Bowl. That so rubs a lot of people off the wrong way. And cool. I can't be happy about this. There's just no way. The only way I'm happy is with a Super Bowl, and that's never happening. Or a playoff win. Jesus Christ, can I have a playoff win? Just one playoff win.
If we win the Super Bowl, I'm going to do the polar plunge. I'll say it right now. I'll do my local polar plunge if Aaron Rodgers takes us to the Super Bowl.
It's not happening.
That's why I'm going to say I'm going to do it.
It's literally never happening. The offense just needs better. You need to get a Chris Olave. You need to get someone. You need to get another. You need to get a wide receiver too. And Alan Lazard is not that. Okay, Alan Lazard is not a good wide receiver too. He's not.
Robert Woods is listed as wide receiver 2 on ESPN.
Yeah, we don't need Devontae Adams. We don't need. We don't need all of Rodgers' old goon buddies. It's let's
get
just
the gang back together.
Let's just figure it out here in Pittsburgh for a little bit. I guess we'll talk about this more throughout the whole season because I'm sure something else is going to come up with Aaron Rodgers. Go ahead.
Before we move on, about the Vikings, I think he wanted to pull the Brett Favre, and we've been saying this. He wanted to be like Brett Favre, go to the Jets, Vikings right after the Packers, end it against their rival. I think the Vikings were going to be fine with it until they were like, we're going to see what we got with JJ. Because they just drafted it. They traded up to get him, I think, right? Or did he just fall up to him? Because they were in that pick scenario. I think they might have traded up maybe 1 or 2 picks to get ahead of Denver. But like they got JJ McCarthy. They used the first round pick on him.
Correct.
I'd want to see, and even then, you still have Justin Jefferson. You can just feed him the ball and whatever, and they'll still win games. Yeah, they traded up one spot to get him. Thank you in the chat. Yeah, like I mean, I like Michigan, but I like JJ McCarthy. I think he's going to be fine. I'm not, with all bias aside, I think he's going to be an okay quarterback. I'm very curious to see what I think JJ McCarthy now has a chip on his shoulder because I definitely saw all offseason there were rumors about him getting replaced with Rodgers. And there were Steeler fans wondering if we were going to trade for JJ, which that was never going to happen.
No.
This has been an offseason. Remember, months ago, people thought we were trading for Trevor Lawrence. That got shut down in like 20 minutes.
That would have been fire.
That was a funny time. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, we'll talk about this multiple times. We got to get to another Steelers topic because we missed one last week and then we got a new one today. Yay!
More tight ends, Nate. I don't know when it's going to stop. It's been Freiermuth is a good tight end. He's a good tight end. Okay, we got Darnell Washington, who is fine and has shown signs of you can use this guy whenever. Then you go and get Donald Parham, and now we're going to go get Kyle Pitts and Jonnu Smith,
who worked with Arthur Smith,
and apparently, yeah, both those guys did.
Imagine
Kyle Pitts going back to Arthur Smith hell.
They both did.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Arthur Smith with the tight ends is gross. We don't need more tight ends, Nate. We just don't.
I think my buddy said it when we were on Xbox, and he said it like this. They clearly, if they're doing this Kyle Pitts or Jonnu Smith thing, I think the Jonnu Smith thing's more smoke by his agent to get him an extension or something. Because think about this with Jonnu Smith. All their wide receivers practically got hurt last year. So last year could have been a fluke for him. And he needs a contract. This is gonna be a prove it year for him. Yeah. Kyle Pitts is a little bit more appealing to me just because the name, I guess. But I don't want to get rid of a Darnell Washington and like if they trade for a guy. Because if you think about it, what's the point of having all these tight ends? You have Freiermuth, who just extended last year to a 4-year deal. You just drafted Darnell Washington like 2 years ago, which I really like him as a blocker, and I liked him on some of those Justin Fields plays, which I hope they still do some of those, but they won't because Rodgers can't run. But like if you added Kyle Pitts or a Jonnu Smith, you would presume they're going to be the second string, and you would think on other teams they're starters. So the Steelers are clearly doing this, I think, to buff up more blockers, maybe to help with Rodgers, especially like a Kyle Pitts per se. But if you think about Kyle Pitts is definitely, in my opinion, like more of a playmaker. You could maybe shift as like a makeshift wide receiver, like a utility knife type of guy on some deep routes because we've seen it in the past. But it turns into I would like an actual wide receiver and not a tight end to take some reps away from Freiermuth or take reps away from a Darnell Washington because I like both those guys. I thought Freiermuth was fine last year. Freiermuth was looking to have a really good year, and I'm curious with him and Rodgers. But the thing with Rodgers is he likes throwing the deep ball to his wide receivers. So DK, get ready for DK Metcalf all year because I'm excited for that. But you brought up Chris Olave. What worries me with him as and he's a wide receiver, not even a tight end. But like, what worries me about him is the concussions. And he's going to be worth a lot too. The Falcons are probably going to want some good stuff for Kyle Pitts as well. Like, I don't know if there's hypothetical trades out there. There were just the rumblings that the Steelers actually called the Falcons in the last day or so for Kyle Pitts to see what is out there and what they can do. Let me see if I can try to find it. Yeah, they made a phone call. So, like, they just inquired about the availability. There's nothing about, like, he is available. It's just people going out there saying they called or whatever. I could see it's like the Jonnu Smith. I really think Jonnu Smith's agent's just trying to get him a better contract with the Dolphins, saying, like, hey, I'll put this out here if you don't pay my guy. And they're clearly doing that. Because I believe if I pick one of these, I would prefer none of them because I want a wide receiver and I don't want to take snaps away from Freiermuth or Darnell. But if I had to choose one, it's probably Kyle Pitts, in my honest opinion.
Over Freiermuth? No,
over Jonnu.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want them taking snaps away from them. Like, I don't want either one, but if I'm picking one, it's Pitts over Jonnu Smith, in my opinion.
Yeah, age-wise.
Because I think Jonnu Smith last year just was a success because of injuries. Like, no
Sure.
offense to him, but like you said, they both know Arthur Smith, and Johnny Smith, like, I think had him as an OC. Arthur
Yeah, they
Smith
both
was
did.
Fitz's head coach.
Yeah, I don't see the need for all these tight ends. I don't know why the Steelers are infatuated with tight ends recently. Pause.
I think they could just be trying to buff up the line because you look at their O line now. I think it's going to be one of the better ones they've had because they're playing Broderick at his natural position of left tackle finally. Isaac Sayamalu, Zach Frazier, Mason McCormick, and Troy Fautanu. I think it's going to be a good O line. I'm excited for
Yeah,
this O line. They built it up well. I'm hoping for a big year from Broderick, but that's probably why they're going after all these tight ends. Or they're calling about him because
yeah,
Rodgers likes to throw deep. And if one of these tight ends like Pitts can get open, who knows? Maybe Pitts can give someone good fantasy football numbers for once because that'll
never,
be.
never,
Um,
never, never, never.
well, we're already 30 minutes in.
Well, yeah. NBA,
Yeah, let's do it. How
National
about that
Basketball
game?
Association, NBA Finals Game 1. What a game! First of all, let me say what a game. It was in my opinion, for the first 59 minutes of this game, Nate, were like obviously the Thunder were winning. It was like to my mind, it was like, okay, this game is over. This game was over to me 10 minutes into the game. I was like, this game's over. No one's beating the Thunder. The Thunder are sweeping the Pacers. I said it before in this program. I don't think the Pacers win a single game. There's just no way. There's no way they beat the Thunder. Somehow again, they do it. But we'll get to that eventually. SGA, great game again, 38 points, 2 off his playoff career high of 40. Lou Dort, man. Lou Dort was popping off, yo. Lou Dort was unreal. We'll read his stats. He was pulling that bitch.
5 for
Yeah,
10, 5 for 9
yeah.
on threes, and
Lou,
15
Lou had
points.
Lou had 15, but he was making a case early for Finals MVP. I thought, and I was like, wow, okay, Lou Dort might mess around and win Finals MVP if he cooked. But there's no way. There's no way SGA doesn't win. Chet with a horrible performance. 6 points from Chet. Or did he have 8? How many? Yeah, 6
He had
points.
6, 2 for 9, and 0 for 1 from 3.
I mean, yeah, 2 for 9 is disgusting from Chet. He
24 minutes.
Stunk. He stunk. Chet stunk. All game he played so bad. But we're talking about the Thunder a lot. The Thunder were winning this game the entire game, Nate. It wasn't even close. Thunder beat them in quarters 1, 2, lost 3 and 4, which I mean, just gonna lose you games.
First time they led, I think it was 0.3 seconds left in the game at the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The Thunder had to lead literally the entire game. And it happened again, Nate. It happened again.
Yep, Hallie.
What the Hallie?
I like this guy.
Again. Yeah, I like Halliburton. But like Nate, Hallie, really? Is he the guy?
Let's hear the Raptors propaganda right now. Let it out.
Not Raptors propaganda at all. It's literally not Raptors propaganda. It's statistics and my eyes. I said I don't think that Tyrese Halliburton's the best player on the Indianapolis Pacers, and I'll stand on that even after last game. And I knew after last one, okay, this is going to make this debate a whole lot harder because this is all people see. I will say NBA fans, Nate, are 70% casuals. 70% casuals. There's probably all of basketball fans are about 30% of guys that really watch games watch an NBA game every day. The regular season, I was watching NBA every day, right? Tyrese Halliburton is like he's not going to give you 20 points every night. He does it once in a while, but the dude averages 18 points a game. Siakam's averaging more than that. Siakam's a better defender. Siakam has better shot-making abilities. He's not a better passer at all. Halliburton's one of the best passers in the entire NBA. That's not even close. But if I had to pick a player, Nate, to come to my favorite team, not even Raptors, say I'm a Magic fan like you.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
You're going to sit there and you're going to tell me you'd rather have Tyrese Halliburton over Pascal Siakam on your favorite team right now?
Yeah, because I want a shooter. I want a playmaker like Halliburton.
He's not even a shooter.
I want Halliburton. He's cool.
He shot tornadoes last
Danny,
game.
I'm in the 70% of casuals.
Nate,
You're not changing my mind.
let's see what he did last game. Tyrese Halliburton, 2 for 7. That's a shooter? 2 for 7 is a shooter? Miles Turner is a better 3-point shooter than Tyrese Halliburton on the team. Miles Turner is your 3-point shooter on that team.
Halliburton's fun.
He's fun.
I like the vibes.
Because I'm in the 70%. He sucks for 59 minutes, and then ESPN posts his game winner, which, I mean, sure, he's clutch. He's very clutch.
The game.
Yeah, he's clutch as hell. He's not Siakam.
Did Pascal Siakam hit the game-winning shot?
No.
That's why they didn't post it.
That's not his role. That's not his role on that team. Okay. You know why? Because the first 59 minutes, they were like, dude, we don't even have to guard this. I mean, like, they had him on clamps the whole game. You know what happens when you double-team SGA? What happens when you double-team SGA? He still goes out and gives you 40 points.
Yeah, and he shoots free throws.
When you double-team Tyrese Halliburton, he's going to give you 12. He's not better than Siakam. He's not the best player on this team. You have an argument. This might be blasphemous out of me. There might be an argument.
Devin says Hallie.
But why? Tell me why. Because I want to know why people think this guy is so good. I think that, dude might be a little overrated now.
Okay.
And I was on that agenda of when people were saying, okay, he got voted the most overrated player in the NBA. I was like, that might be a little crazy. I think guys like Damian Lillard are a little bit more overrated. But Hallie now is getting the glaze because, I mean, he's hitting game winner. He's having one of the best postseasons to date.
Halliburton's a star. He's marketable.
Is he marketable?
Hey, is Pascal Siakam in the WWE 2K game? No. Halliburton is. He's DLC.
Does that mean he's a good
He's
player?
popular. He's marketable, man.
I don't give a shit if he's popular.
He got a t-shirt.
I don't care if he's popular.
Hey, he's good. He's a good player.
Kyle Kuzma is one of the most popular players in the NBA. So is Jordan Poole. Are they good? No. I don't think Halliburton's top. People are putting them in top 10.
Why are we arguing good versus good?
I'm arguing good versus the best player. He's good. Yeah, he's good. Halliburton's a good player.
Yeah.
Siakam's better.
I think it's your Raptors bias.
It's not even. It's. I'm watching games and I'm going, okay, well, they give it to Halliburton. He gets doubled. He shits his pants. And then he has to pass it over to Siakam, and then Siakam does a spin move and lays it up on the rim and scores. Siakam's a better defender, a better rebounder, a better all-around player than Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, but Halliburton's cool. I think he's cool.
How's he cool? Because he hits game winners?
Yeah, he's cool. I like him.
I guess.
Danny, I'm in the 70% casual, like you said. You're debating a casual fan who's not going to agree.
I just don't.
Siakam's cool too, but I like Halliburton.
No, Siakam's not cool. Siakam does not have.
What do you mean he's not cool? You're trying to debate Siakam being good. You just said Siakam isn't cool.
Doesn't mean he's cool. Siakam doesn't have like aura to him or anything. Like. You don't
see why people like Halliburton more now is aura. Like in the chat.
No, I'm not debating if you should like who more. It's who's a better player. I don't like Kevin Durant. Who's better, Kevin Durant or Grady Dick? I like Grady Dick more. It doesn't mean Grady Dick's better than Kevin Durant, right?
It's like Pittsburgh. TJ McConnell's supposed to be the best player in the league.
Personally,
right now.
I love Siakam. I'm a Raptors fan. Obviously, I'm always gonna love Siakam, but I don't think he's like as like he's not like he doesn't have the aura, I guess. I hate using that word because it's so worn out now and cringy, but
the aura,
like Halliburton is your face. Yeah, exactly. Being personal, but does not mean you're the best player on the team, and that's the word I was looking for, right?
That's fair.
I just don't think it's fair when Siakam won the Eastern Conference MVP, which was deserved.
Yeah, he's good.
And people were saying, "I didn't deserve that." Hallie, bro, you're not watching these games. People were just watching the clips on TikTok and going, "Oh, Hallie's the best in the world. Another Hallie over rather over like I don't know
Hey,
JD now, or I'd rather have Hallie
beware
over Dame.
when the Pacers win the finals, Halliburton's going to get that MVP. It's going to be hilarious. I'm going to hear
Bro,
that
if
live
the
reaction.
Pacers are not winning the finals,
You know, you
it's
got to believe in
never happening.
Indianapolis.
I don't believe in
Believe in
Indianapolis.
Indiana. Listen, I saw this take, and this was interesting. The Thunder are not used to a lot of these close games. They're used to blowing teams out. The Pacers are a 20-20 road team this season. Like, this was a test. You think there's any sort of doubt after losing that game within that locker room right now that they somehow lost in that way? Like, that has to creep into it at some
Nicholas.
point. I'm curious.
So what Nicholas just said is, here's another argument, and I want your take. In what world, with 10 seconds left, would you not give it to your best player? They look for Hallie instantly, Nate or Nicholas. You know basketball, right? You know basketball.
Yeah, Hallie's their best player, so he gives them the ball.
Who's the best player on the Philadelphia 76ers? Tell me.
Who, me or Nicholas?
Yeah, you. Who's the best player on the 76ers?
As a casual, I'm just going to say right now, honestly, you'll say Embiid, but I like Maxey more because Embiid gets hurt. I'm in the 70%. I'm casual.
Nate, Joel Embiid is my least favorite player in the NBA. Maxey's not even in the same realm as Joel Embiid. We'll get to that later.
I trust him to shoot it more.
Exactly. That's the point I'm going to make right here. Just
but
because,
Embiid, sure.
Just because you're the best player on the team does not mean you have to take the shot at the end of the game.
But Halliburton's been clutch
at all. Nate, if you have a team, Nicholas, I'll ask you this: the Milwaukee Bucks. There's 13 seconds left. Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo. There's no world where Dame's a better player than Giannis. But who do you want taking the shot? Dame 10 out of 10 times. You don't want Giannis taking a mid-range jumper to win you a game in the finals. You're going to give it to Dame because he's clutch. It doesn't mean that Giannis is a less good of a player than Dame is. Halliburton's clutch. That's it. That is it. Okay, Siakam's a better basketball player than Tyrese Halliburton is. And people don't want to admit it because Pascal Siakam doesn't have fun shoes and has a song that goes, "What the Hallie?" Like, there's no song about Pascal Siakam. There actually was, and I used to listen to it. But that doesn't mean you're any better of a player just because you're likable, right? Sure. If 100% I want Hallie taking that shot. There's no other person on that floor I want taking that shot than Tyrese Halliburton. That does not mean he's the best player at all.
I'll say this. For how much we're debating Halliburton versus Siakam, it sounds like we're having the Pacers win the finals. They're doing it.
No.
They're doing it, man.
No.
Indianapolis.
Wrong.
Rev your engines. Wrong. It's time.
Siakam ain't that bucket getter. He's an all-around better player.
This segment's just rage bait. I love it.
It's not. I think people just don't get it. But it's.
Well, yeah, I'm in the 70% casual.
Yeah.
I pay attention to my team most of the time.
Tyrese Maxey being the best player on Sixers is a disgusting take.
Oh, I said I would rather have him shoot, but Embiid's more than likely the best player.
Correct. No, not more than likely. It's when Embiid's healthy,
Embiid
he's
just
top
gets hurt all the time. I don't like Embiid just as much as you.
I hate Embiid. He's my least favorite athlete.
He's a bum.
Yeah, I hate him. I hate him. But
well, that's that.
Yeah.
What a fun conversation that was. I like that.
I proved my point.
You going to talk about your Raptors getting Giannis now?
Yeah. Can you congratulate me yet?
No, because it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Look at this. Let me pull up my picture I made. Did you see the picture I made? Let me pull it up here.
I think you did.
This is
Nicholas says, y'all see the Pacers point guard put SGA in a blender to hit that three. That bag work was nasty.
Yeah, that was fire. I gotta pull up the stuff up. But yes, Giannis is a Raptor.
Hey, I don't think so.
I know so.
You know.
No,
you have
stuck.
sources?
I'm stuck. I am the source. Giannis is a Raptor.
You have the source.
It's gonna happen. Last time we were in this predicament, what happened? What happened, Nate? We went out and we got the Kawhi Leonard. and we want a chip. I want a chip.
Hey,
Thank you.
don't get your hopes up because I know Toronto sports. They were supposedly getting Shohei, Roki,
And Soto.
Soto, probably a bunch of hockey guys.
Yeah.
You did get Kawhi. Now you got to get the
got,
Greek freak, and
I
he's
can't
the
believe I
Greek.
got Giannis. Where's this picture I made? Sorry. I feel bad. I mean, it's so natural. It is the best thing ever. What do you think? Do you think he's coming to us? I know he's coming to us, right?
No,
There's no way he doesn't.
I don't think he is.
We're so stacked, mate. It's going to be so good. You should see the roster I have made. It's the best in the world.
I don't think he's going up north.
Why?
He's going down south.
He said he wants to stay east, and
He's going
so,
southeast.
No,
he's going to Disney World, like I said.
Right here. Now I can pull it up. Yes. Your new Toronto Raptors. This is the new Raptors squad. I don't know if you've seen it yet. This is the new propaganda.
Let's hear it.
But
is this going to be as good as the Cooper Flag propaganda that didn't work?
Yeah. Look at all these guys. Look at all my players.
Nicholas says any chance he can somehow use a COVID year and go to Kentucky.
How do I'm stuck here, Nate.
You have to go to media or whatever it is?
No, I'm like stuck. Uh-oh. Stop sharing for now, I guess.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, it's a jersey edit.
It's 4 of them that I put together.
Nicholas asks if he can go to Kentucky for a COVID year.
Giannis?
Yeah.
No.
He's not going up northeast.
I can't pull it up. I literally can't pull it up. I don't know why. It's not letting me switch.
I'm telling you, man.
Aha.
He's going to go join a young core.
Aha. I got it.
Here we go. Let's hear it. Let's see it.
Present. Share screen. And thank you, Kevin Durant up top. Domantas Sabonis down left. Giannis Antetokounmpo to the right. We are so back. Nate, I'm so back. Giannis is a Raptor.
Man.
Confirmed.
Maybe you get one of them.
Happened. All 3.
You know
all 3.
You know what? You'll get the bonus.
No. I'd rather have Sabonis than KD. I hate KD. I don't want KD. He ruins teams. He would have everyone gone.
The guy at the top's going to go try to find another super team. Raptors get Sabonis, and the guy in the bottom right is going to Orlando, Florida to go to Disney World. Going to the beaches.
I don't know. I think Giannis wants to be here, though, man. He's made it clear, Nate. He's made it pretty clear. I think. He said so. He said, I want to be a Raptor.
Bro, how mad would you be?
If he wants to be a Raptor, we'll let him.
Imagine me as a casual. He goes to my team. How mad would you be if I bought a jersey and wore it to the show? My Giannis Orlando Magic jersey.
I would be happy for you. I'd be happy for you with your new nice logo that you didn't copy our logo.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on that redesign. I'm not gonna lie. The jerseys are iffy. I don't like the black jersey. I love the white one though. That one's pretty cool. Is this your jersey edit or is this someone else's?
No, I didn't make this.
Well, it's a good jersey edit.
It's a very nice jersey.
If it was yours, you should put that on a resume or something.
Yeah, no, I used to do those. Not anymore.
I'll give him credit for making that edit. It's pretty nice.
It's going to happen. That's going to be a real picture.
I will say with the Raptors, in all seriousness, it's a good market for him.
Listen,
you have to hope he gets traded, right?
Well, yeah, but this is the trade package, okay?
Now, is it a sign-in trade though?
Yes, I think it's a.
Let's hear your package.
I think it's something like this. This is my package. This year's first round pick, 9th overall pick. Unfortunately, my favorite player, Chris Boucher.
Okay.
And then
he seems like a Milwaukee Buck.
Yeah, another first round pick. You can give him some picks. I don't see a world where we give Scotty, but if we do, then we do. I will take Giannis for Scotty. This team's stacked. All right, Nace, I want you to close your eyes, right? And picture this team. Your point guard, Scotty Barnes.
Okay.
Your shooting guard, RJ Barrett.
Got it.
Your small forward, Brandon Ingram.
I like
your
him.
Power forward, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Okay. Your center, Jakob Poeltl. That's a ring. I'll have 2 rings. And then the bench, your point guard, Grady Dick, your shooting guard, Emmanuel Quickly. Then you have like a Jamal Shed coming off the third team, who's a stud. Maybe we still have Chris Boucher. I don't know. Jamison Battle was very good for us last year. We have a ring. We literally I would call off anything I have like around this time next year, just because I'm a lock for a ring. And you can debate a wall. Snubbed. Sub 300. Thanks.
Throw the subscribe. Now let me have you close your eyes.
Nate, I'm not closing my eyes and picturing him in Orlando because it's not.
Close your eyes. I'm gonna list.
No.
I'm gonna list the big three. I'm gonna list the big three. I have a vision. Nope. Opening night in the new fancy white jerseys with the great logo. Okay, we're gonna have the.
You're not even in contention.
The core. Franz. Paolo. Giannis.
Terrible. Worse.
It's cinema.
You're not even in contention for Giannis.
What do you mean?
He doesn't want to go to. He doesn't want to go to Orlando. He said he wants to stay up.
Who's your source?
Me. I DM'd him. Look, I DM'd Giannis.
What did he say?
He didn't answer yet. I said, please come to Toronto, and he hasn't answered yet, but he will. But I did get top comment on his most recent post. How about that? Look at this.
You know what? You're doing the work.
I said, let's see it.
I think I saw this comment actually.
I said, welcome to Toronto. Look at that. Right.
How many? What are the replies saying?
Someone said, hello. A fake Giannis account said, hello, dear. Thank you for the love, likes, and content support on my official page. You all keep me going. I see you and appreciate you. And they said, big things loading. Stay with me. The fake Giannis said it, Nate.
The fake
Look
Giannis.
At that.
Hey.
Look at that.
You know what?
Fake Giannis. And then someone said he's going to the Knicks, buddy.
He's going right here.
And they said, no, he's not. Is that the new logo?
No, it's not.
It looks like it.
Oh,
no, we actually have Giannis. We actually have Giannis already. And you don't even know it. Masai Ujiri's a wizard. He's a wizard. He's top 5. Giannis, Brandon Ingram, and Scotty Barnes, and RJ Barrett, and Jakob Poeltl. Nate, that's the best starting 5 ever. That's literally teams are gonna be like, oh crap, Raptors are like actually the best ever. We might win. We might mess around and go 82-0.
Can you pull this up for me? I just want to show these.
Yeah, these are tough.
Can you imagine Giannis wearing that whenever he shows?
No.
Look at this.
It's not happening. That's the problem.
Woo! Heat.
No.
Look at those things.
Let me pull up something from mine. Giannis. Where am I? I gotta go to my likes, my Twitter likes. These might be scary, so I'm just gonna search up Giannis.
Heater.
Nate, I'm telling you, dude, it's not happening. You're not even in contention, dude.
Look at that logo.
Giannis.
It's beautiful.
See, now apparently he's interested in the Knicks, Nate, which is just upsetting to hear.
See, here we go. Now JJ is going to be all excited.
No, he's not getting Giannis. He's not allowed.
They're going to go celebrate their second round win in the streets of Times Square. Sorry, JJ. Look at those
Giannis
jerseys, man. Now, before you share your thing,
they're all right. We have better jerseys.
Which ones? Okay, rank them 1 out of 3. I'm going white, blue, black.
I'm going. Oh,
I love that white one.
I wish they did the magic on the blue because I like that blue. I'm going blue, white, black.
See, the black one is based off like the old school like starter jackets, which is cool. I'm still 50-50 on the logo. Like, I don't know about this.
Look at this. Wow.
Oh, let's see.
Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. Wow.
What is that? What is
wow.
That? Oh, is that a stupid block image?
Quickly. Wow. Quickly, RJ, Scotty, Brandon Ingram, and Giannis. Hey, that's a championship. That's a chip.
Is that a chip?
That's a chip. The Aptors. Look, they forgot the R. Let's see what else they have for me. Giannis rumors the next 4 months. Yeah, that's going to feed. Raptors president Masai Ujiri helped Giannis get Greek citizenship. Nate, come on! He's an unbelievable guy, Giannis said. I mean, we are so back.
Wait a second. I'm working on
mutual
something.
interests. Look, the Raptors Brazil tweeted June 2nd, Giannis, welcome home. Nate,
Hold
I'm
up.
telling you.
Hold up.
No.
Pull this up.
No.
I got
This
breaking
is not
news.
Real. This is not real.
That is clearly real, man.
No, it's not.
Giannis is
No, it's
going
not.
to Orlando. Look at those jerseys. That's like a year from now. Isn't it the new ones? Blue and black.
Even if
Here's
we
more
trade,
proof. There you go.
that's also not real.
Look, he has like 7
AI.
fingers.
It's actually so AI.
He got like 7 fingers on his one
Oh,
hand.
see, I'm seeing a lot. I'm sick now. I'm seeing a lot of New York stuff, man.
Look how happy he is.
He's sad. You can see he's sad. Actually,
Look at his
he's
smile.
crying. No, he's not. It's fake.
I don't
Look, it's not even the real jerseys, dude. Scammed.
It's from a year. It's in the future.
No, wrong.
Think about it.
This is correct. Look at that. Look. He said he's unsure what will happen, but there is mutual wishes. He believes the Raps are uniquely placed to make an attractive offer that won't hurt the roster. Says that the odds for Giannis are long, but the pieces of paying a steep price isn't too bad. Literally, yeah, we're contract year. Masai Ujiri is so him. We are back. Welcome to Toronto, Giannis. You will be my favorite player so fast. He will be my favorite player so fast, Nate.
I got one
will
more
be the
before we
biggest
go.
Giannis Glazer. I'm ready.
Let me find what I'm doing. It's I hope it's the right image. I don't know what we're getting right now.
Dude. What'd you type in for this?
Aaron Rodgers winning the Super Bowl at the Steelers. Look at this one.
On what? How do you do
Grok.
that? What's Grok?
On Twitter. It's the free
Really?
AI.
Yeah. No way. What do I say?
You just put in give me an image of this person doing this. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. There you go. It's not a bad image. Sometimes they come out with like 20 fingers. Like his fingers are kind of separated right there. I'm happy. Like number 2 though. I don't know about number 2. What do you got? Because we're getting to that time.
I know.
We're getting to a point. No,
please. Here we go. Battle.
Let's see it. Oh, why is Drake there? Wait, who's that little guy supposed to be?
John Jones. Looks like John Jones. Look at Drake. How happy he's making Giannis are, dude.
What the?
Wow.
What the heck? So he got a Finals MVP too.
Ooh, obviously. And we're gonna go back to these jerseys.
You
apparently.
put in
Wow.
John Jones.
No, I didn't. It just did that. I don't know why. All right. Well, we had enough fun today.
What a time. That was a great episode.
Good episode. Giannis is a Raptor. And thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
See y'all later.
Welcome to Toronto, Giannis.
Yeah.